congratulations first and foremost. Coach, if you wouldn't mind giving us your initial impressions of the match tonight.
I thought it was a back and forth affair. They made some really nice runs, and they really put some heat on us with our serve receive near the end of the first set and all of the second set. And we had to make some adjustments. I'm really proud of the way we did correct kind of what we were doing and gained some momentum in our own serve receive game. And Fran, Abby gave us a really big lift off the bench. She, she's a very energetic gal, and she really brought some life to our team when we were struggling, and I think it made a huge difference.
Abby, tell us a little bit. Certainly tonight you were able to step up and provide a spark, but beyond your own performance, you guys really had a nice total team effort here tonight. Had a lot of other folks that are able to step up in key spots. Talk about how you all were able to, the depth of your team affected tonight's match.
I think that our team is really great at when we see a problem, we can fix it right away. So what she was saying, Lindsay was saying about the serve receive, we were like, wow, they're going a lot deeper than we were expecting. So we all, we're all good enough that we all were able to take a step back and not get nervous that we saw so much court in front of us, and we were able to really work on serve receive there. And I felt like Bree did a really great job of working in all of her shots. Like, she can get an amazing kill when she needs to, but when we tell her, hey, we think deep line's open, she can just get an amazing kill just tipping it. I mean, whether it's going straight down or she's tipping it back there, a kill's a kill, and we just worked really well. We're really good at just fixing the play when we were struggling a little bit.
Well, Eliza, speaking of kills, you're one of 3 captains with double figures kills tonight. At times, tough to get points at the net for you all. Talk about the effort Stevenson had from a defensive effort. You guys had to adjust throughout the match.
Well, Stevenson did have a really great block, and just it really is a whole team effort, and it really helps hearing from the back row, like having some of the passers telling me what shots I have that are open. It really helps let me know like where the block is and how I can hit around it.
Lindsay, finagling with some lineups throughout the course of that match to try and find what worked, and certainly Abby was a part of that spark. But you had to get a little creative there. How do you feel like your team responded to a little bit of adversity there in that second set, and trying to work together in perhaps some unique situations and some unique lineups to make the difference?
I thought we did really well. Teams don't always respond when you're putting different people in and out of the lineup. Ashley Rock kind of made her re-entrance into the lineup in the second set, and I thought that made a nice impact on definitely our serve and our block game, and she's such a leader on the court. But we've got such depth, like you mentioned earlier. Fran is always ready when needed to provide a spark, and she comes in and didn't just provide a spark, but she was extremely efficient offensively. And yeah, I'm real happy that they handled lineup changes and just the adversity of the game really well.
Abby, you're almost one of the elder statesmen on this team as a junior, but when you see a performance like Jessie Colden's done down the stretch for you all here, a player who at the beginning of her career really powerful on the attack at the outside, turning in such a solid defensive effort so many times here. For the rest of your team, does that speak to you all about that sort of senior leadership and what you need to see to continue advancing in this tournament?
Yes, Cole really demonstrates exactly what it means to be selfless always. Like, she does everything that Lindsay tells her to do, and she does it for us. She's not selfish, and she does it for us. Literally following in Cole's footsteps for the past 4 years, because I'm always right behind her for everything. Like, she's such an inspiration for me, and like I've turned into kind of what she's done, and she's always right there. Like, if I'm feeling down, she's always there to encourage me, and she does that with all the other teammates I know. And so she really lets us know what it means to truly be selfless on the team and be for the team always.
Eliza, let's look forward to tomorrow. You get a rematch with Eastern in the regional championship. That game must feel like an eternity ago back at the beginning of September. What do you remember about the Eagles and what do you expect to see?
Well, they have an incredible offense, and I'm really excited to see how they've grown versus how we've grown as a team throughout the season. And I think it's really going to show like the efforts that we put in throughout the whole season. And I'm just like really excited to see how we've grown as a team.
Great. Well, Lindsay, any final thoughts on tomorrow's matchup?
I couldn't have said it better than that.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Great. Thank you all so much. Congratulations, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Cool. Thank you.
Ladies, first and foremost, congratulations on a tremendous season. I know there's a little disappointment tonight, but Coach, if you wouldn't mind kind of putting in context your season and tonight's game as part of it.
Well, first off, there's a lot of disappointment. We expected to win tonight. But these ladies have far exceeded any expectation that we had for them at the beginning of the season. To have a 30-win season with basically at the end of the year having 2 starters on the court and having freshmen step up like Lauren did last night and have a career game in the NCAA. I couldn't be prouder of how well they played and how they've represented Stevenson University.
Well, Lauren, certainly talk about this experience in the NCAA tournament, and then certainly tonight do have a lot of young players that are key players. Is this an experience that helps you build this program and something that you all can learn from and take into the offseason of next year?
Absolutely. I've personally never played at a level this high in my life, and throughout the entire season it was like that. Then when we got here, it was even a step further. So it was an extremely overwhelming experience, and I'm glad we got this far, definitely.
Well, Sarah, talk to us a little bit about tonight's game. Certainly come out of the gates in that first set, and probably from an attack standpoint, certainly the most efficient you all had all night. Talk to us kind of about the emotion, the energy, how you guys got the game started, and then how the game progressed from there.
Well, we came out and we were pumped. Obviously, we had a game plan, and we're all in the locker room like, this is it. We're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. And that kind of, I think it stayed with us throughout the entire match. I don't think anybody let their heads drop, and we had no reason to. We played phenomenal, and I don't think I could be any more proud of everyone.
Well, talk to us a little bit. Certainly, you just look at the box score from tonight's game. Clearly, from the first set to the second set to the third set, strategies and the play of the game kind of evolved. What, how did CNU kind of counteract it, or what changed between the way that the match started with that enthusiasm and energy as it went on and progressed?
Well, our strategy at first, I think it worked. I mean, they didn't really catch on, and then progressed obviously, and then they started catching on 2s that me and Lauren were running. I mean, she was my go-to girl. She really was. And then they started sitting on her, and then the middles and then the outsides. And I mean, can't say we fell apart because we didn't, but they're good. They're really good.
No, and I think certainly, that's anybody who watched this match can tell, how highly competitive it was. Probably the numbers on paper don't do justice to that. Lauren, talk to us a little bit about, Sarah. I mean, she certainly the offense flows through Sarah, and she does a good job of helping set up everybody. Were the looks there tonight? Was she helping you guys redirect the flow enough for you?
Oh, absolutely. I think Sarah played phenomenally tonight, and she's right. They did pick up on her strategies kind of quickly, and they were a very good competition to lose against, but respectable, I think.
Talk to us a little bit, Coach. This match, you certainly, you get a solid defensive effort out of Samantha Perillo along the back line. Certainly, and I believe she's a senior, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so talk to us about what she's given to your program, what she's meant to you and this group of girls, and the example that she set.
Well, there's not enough words to describe. Sammy has changed our program. When she walked in the door as a freshman, I knew our program would change. Starting first match, first point, and she wanted to be in the middle and every receive as a freshman, and she was moving seniors around, and by her example and how hard she plays, and she took those freshmen under her wing this year and would not let them get down and made them play 25 points, and was never discouraged but very encouraging, and just the glue And she is the typical libero that wants every single ball. And as you saw tonight, and she has that spirit and that fire and that little chip on the shoulder that we just love at Stevenson.
Well, the other senior on your floor, Megan Miller, I mean, certainly two dynamic players. Talk about the influence that Sammy had on your program. Talk about Megan for us as well.
Well, Megan's an interesting story. It took her about 10 matches before she started as a freshman. So they've both been here for 4 years. And if we could pass well enough and run Meg in the middle, we felt like we had a great chance to win. And we were able to do that early, and she was on early. Coming out in the first set and hitting 290 to Christopher Newport's 200. We had worked on that man-up defense of theirs in practice and spent a lot of time what we wanted to do to it. So it came down to how many times we could get the ball to Meg, and in the end, just not quite enough.
Well, Lauren, Sarah, coach has talked about the impact those two seniors have had. Their performance tonight, talk a little bit about them, and then also, if you wouldn't mind, in your own words, telling us what you think about the senior class and what they've done for this program and for you.
I think they're huge leaders on the team, and something that's special about them is instead of just like being focused on like winning all the time, they formed a family instead of just a team, which I think is really unique on our team.
Yeah, as she said, obviously they're great leaders, and on the court, when something goes wrong, like I look at Sam, and Sam will be like, Sarah, we got this. If we're having trouble, like putting the ball down, Meg, I'm giving it to Meg. I'm just the seniors. I feed off them, and I hope they feed off me. And tonight, I mean, obviously we played for the team. We wanted to win, but I think most of us really, really played for them, because I know I did. I know Lauren did. Yeah. We wanted them to go as far as possible. And unfortunately, it ends here, but couldn't be